So since Dreamer went home Wednesday, I kind of promised Lego that I would give him her space or time in my day. And so I have been doing that, and he's been coming along really well with the consistency. Today I wanted to introduce the bareback pad and see how that went, but have been really trying to groom him pretty much every day or when I can. He's still very sensitive to touch, so this kind of helps desensitize him. And as you can see now, he's letting me groom his legs, his belly, all of the very sensitive areas. And that part of the video is fast forwarded just a little bit to kind of move things along. But here I'm just very casually tossing the rope, and up until a couple sessions ago, that was very traumatizing for him still, and he wouldn't stand still. And then here you see me kind of dancing around like a goober, and he does kind of lose it there for a second, but that was also because my treat pouch had started to bounce, and he's extra sensitive when I'm waving my hand and bouncing. So just kind of working on that a little bit, and everything I do on both sides, not just one or the other. And there he kind of reacted because I actually had touched it with my hand. So again, just extra desensitizing, which he needs a lot of. He's just a very sensitive horse naturally. And then with his past traumas and abuse, he kind of takes it to the extreme. So back to tossing the rope over, and then you'll see me actually reach under and grab it, and kind of tighten it a little bit there, and then you can see him look at me. That's kind of when I tightened it, and he wasn't really sure what that pressure was, but you can see he responded well. I loosen it, move it around, and then tighten it again, just to kind of get him used to something tight on his belly. He actually is one that holds his breath, so I found that rewarding with a treat when he's trying really hard actually helps him to take a breath and to breathe, and to relax a little bit. So that's what the reward is for there also. Plus he's being super good. So there you see him chewing and breathing. And then I kind of go back to it, just letting things touch his back, his belly. And then I actually decided, this was out of the blue, I've never done this before, but I decided I was going to try and lead him kind of almost from his stomach, but not really. So there's some pressure there, but it's more so him actually just following me around. You can see the slack in the rope at the bottom and at the top, but more so him just kind of feeling the rope on his back, on his belly. Here I'm trying to get him to turn and give a little bit to the pressure, and there he gives. And again, just moving the rope. You can see it touching his belly all over the place. And then, kind of having him give to the pressure on his belly instead of on his head, or his face. So then here we kind of switch directions and do it all on the opposite side, which is kind of funny because he's actually become more sensitive now on the right side than the left side. He wouldn't let me on his left side for the longest time, and now that's actually where he's more comfortable. So again, just going to the right, being on his right side. You can see here too the difference going from left to right. He kind of almost wants to face me a little bit going right, and he just kind of yields his hindquarters instead of actually following me and kind of walking through. But he does. I mean, he tries super hard. I was really happy with that because, like I had said, I had never even tried that with another horse before, but it was a really great exercise for him. So he's worn a saddle pad. He actually wore one pretty early on, after we had some great breakthroughs up in the top pen, but just wanted to put it back on him. He's recently worn a fly sheet, so that wasn't a really big deal. And then here I introduced the bareback pad, and he was like, oh, heck, I'm out of here. But not really. I mean, as you can see, at any time, if this horse wants to get away from me, there's really not much I can do to stop him. So just kind of tossed it on, and you can see he's a little reactive to the girth kind of flapping on the other side, and then it was a little bit twisted up. So got that all situated and straightened out. Sorry, my pants are constantly falling down because of my treat bag. So made some adjustments there, for him and for me, and then just kind of tightened it up. And you can see, I mean, he's definitely alert, and in a little bit of a tenser position than he has been for some of the other stuff we did in our session today. But just taking it slow, 1 or 2 holes up at a time. I rewarded him with a treat to remind him to breathe. Had him take a couple steps there just to remind him, you now have something tight on you. And he was super good about that. And you can see he rested that right hind, just very relaxed. Here he is literally walking around like a lead line pony, just super relaxed and chill, which was really great to see because I can't always obviously see what's happening behind me. So I love these videos, not only for you guys, but also for me. So here I'm taking it up another hole, and then also tucking in the tail so that's not flapping around, but just taking it up a hole and reminding him to take a breath. Checking the right side, pulling on it a little bit, just, see how he responds. And you can see when he's not sure, he definitely tenses up throughout his entire body. And rewarded him with another treat because he's handling it all so well. He's never seen anything like this. Took him for another walk and then came back and checked it all again. And it felt good. And then from here, I actually sent him out to lunge, which again, we haven't done in a little while. So just a slight reminder of what to do. And out he goes. Again, really relaxed. Very trusting. Not sure. What do you want, Mom? You've wanted me to always come to you. Now you want me to go away. So he walked around really nicely for me and stopped. And then we went went the opposite direction. Go on, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. So again, just, going around to the right. Actually, you can tell this way he's a little bit more nervous. He's a little bit quicker in his walk. And here he actually breaks to the trot, which I hadn't asked for. But then I thought, if you're willing to give it to me, let's give it a try. He's never trotted on the lunge. So I got a little spooked there, but came right back to the walk and actually stopped. And then forward on and hoed when I asked him to hoe. So big reward, reminded that he's a super good boy, little hugs and kisses. He loves to hear that he's good and get that affection. So then sent him back out to the left again because I wanted to see if I could get him to trot to the left. And he trotted beautifully. He kind of scooted and spooked over there, but then kept on going, got his wits about him again, and, came around and then walked when I asked him to walk, and stopped when I asked him to stop. So overall, super duper pleased with him. I mean, that was unbelievable. I've never asked him to trot on the lunge, much less with something on his back. And even when he got spooked there, he could have started bucking, doing all kinds of things, because the bareback pad feels kind of funny on your back anyway. And then when you have some antics going on, it can sometimes trigger them. But lots of hugs and kisses and told that he's a good boy, because I'm super pleased with him. And you can see that he's just kind of relaxed. Took it off there. And then I actually decided to put it back on to see how he responded. Sometimes with horses like him that are ultra sensitive, I feel like it can be, I'm really good. I kind of did all that you wanted me to do and now I'm done. So this was a little bit of a test for him. And as you can see here, he was not sure 100% at first. And then he was like, okay, fine, whatever you want to do. I'll follow you around like a lead line pony again. And then I just took it off and called it a day because he was just super, so super, super, super happy with him, and how he responded to all this. And then, just a quick video, I sped this up a little bit for you to see how I change out his halter, because that was a huge thing in the beginning. He came to me with a halter that was too tight. So he's doing really well now with me changing out his halter, and all the things. So overall, great session with him today. Made more progress than I seriously ever thought we would.